8 years ago, we witnessed one of the greatest rebirths in football history. France, a team full of young talent across the board, had just made it back to the World Cup final for the first time in 12 years, annihilating anyone in their path along the way. 4 years later, they found themselves in the same position, World Cup final. But for the first time, they were down 2-0, and everyone outside France had already written them off. But then...
And Mbappé scores! Martinez got a hand to it! He'll steer it back inside Thuram! Mbappé!
In the span of 90 seconds, 2 goals deep into extra time, it went quiet. The world stopped dancing, stopped chanting, and fixated on one man. The man who single-handedly rewrote the script. To this day, no one has questioned whether that was one of the greatest individual performances in the history of football. 2 goals in 90 seconds, but now he's back, stronger than he's ever been, arguably in his second prime, but this time under the brightest lights with the world watching, he is not alone. So far in 2026, no team has looked like it could stand up to France. They're rewriting their own World Cup record with a perfect 6-0 run through the tournament, winning 5 of those 6 matches by at least a 2-goal margin. And one of those wins? A 4-1 demolition of Norway, back in the group stage, a team that's since gone on to reach the quarterfinals themselves for the first time in their history. This has never been done before. And you might wonder, is Mbappé the only one at the head of this massacre? No. Meet the French starting 11, a 4-2-3-1. This was their lineup against Morocco. In goal, the young and experienced Mike Maignan, the frontrunner for the FIFA World Cup Golden Glove, having conceded just 2 goals in 6 matches. At left back and right back, Lucas Digne and Jules Koundé, who've clearly proven themselves, shutting down opposing wingers one-on-one. At centre back, Dayot Upamecano, a multiple-time Bundesliga winner, and William Saliba, who's developed into arguably the most complete centre-back in the Premier League with Arsenal. In midfield, Adrien Rabiot, a highly decorated veteran and key player during their 2022 World Cup run, alongside Manu Kone, who stepped in for the injured Chouameni and been so good in the role that L'Équipe called him the engine of France's play. Arsenal are already lining up a move this summer. And finally, the scariest attack this World Cup has seen. On the right, it's Dembélé, bringing the pressure, the veteran of the group who entered the tournament as the reigning Ballon d'Or winner, a 2018 World Cup champion, and a multiple-time La Liga winner. Completing the attacking line is Michael Olise, who already has 5 assists, the most by any player in the World Cup since 1994, prompting Thierry Henry himself to say, "When he's on the ball, it's like Zinedine Zidane. Without the ball, it's like Patrick Vieira. Call him Zinedine Vieira." And Désiré Doué, the reigning Golden Boy winner, as the best young player in the world. And at striker, the man himself, Kylian Mbappé, currently tied with Messi for the Golden Boot at the time this video is being made. And here's the scary part. This level of talent doesn't even stop at the bench. Bradley Barcola came off the bench to set up Doué's goal against Norway. Warren Zaïre-Emery has changed games in minutes without ever starting one. Jean-Philippe Mateta was ready to step in the second Mbappé went down against Morocco. Most teams build 1-11, France built 2. But before we move on, if this is blowing your mind so far, do me a favor and hit the like button. You might just see a football drop when you do. With all of them together, they become suffocating. Take Morocco and Norway, 2 teams that had stayed rock solid the entire tournament, with Morocco even reaching the semi-finals back in 2022. But once it came to playing France, they folded. France held them to just a single shot on target, while unleashing a barrage of 22 shots of their own to book their ticket to the semi-finals with ease. As for Norway, France pinned them back with 18 shots, 9 on target, and 57% possession, with Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembélé completing a stunning first-half hat-trick. But at the end of the day, who's the man leading this French side? Because truthfully, we've seen this before. Totally talented teams dominating, only to suddenly crumble under imbalance and ego. So why has it been different for France? Didier Deschamps, a man with no ego, he is the embodiment of football. No other man could keep 11 superstars together, but how does he do it? Simple, he evolves. After a disappointing Euro 2024, where France struggled to score in open play, Deschamps reshaped his system to become more clinical. At this World Cup, the results speak for themselves. France have scored 16 goals across 6 matches while conceding just twice. And with his last season on the line, he wants to finish in style. He already holds the record for the most World Cup wins by a manager in history, the most knockout stage wins ever, and ties Germany's legendary Helmut Schön for the most matches managed at the tournament. But after all that, the world still doubts France, just like in 2022. This time, the only question that remains, will they finally finish the job? Remember that Olise quote from earlier? There's a whole video on why Henry's right. Watch it next.